going on, man? I'm pumped up because we got a huge slate of college basketball. Tuesday, February 17th, Hawaiian Tuesday, my favorite day of the week. We're always rocking the Hawaiian shirts on Tuesdays. A little spring training vibe with my buckos, a little pineapple. What's going on, guys? And we have, a huge slate of games in college basketball. We have a couple of games that are tipping off like right now, and then we have a big matchup with Purdue and Michigan that starts in about 29 minutes. Two top 10 teams going at it. Very excited about that. So we're going to first start off with some DFS. It's going to be pretty quick with DFS. We're going to be jumping into a lot of positive EV plays, looking to live bet the Boston College and Gardner-Webb matchups. They're starting now, and so we're going to let those games kind of get settled in a little bit and then take a look halfway through maybe the first half to see if we can find some live betting spots. Dropped a video today on the OddsJam channel talking about March Madness, college basketball, my favorite markets, the sharp books that I like to use and reference depending on certain markets. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I'll link it here in the chat. But let's kind of get started. Let's jump into some DFS. So this is going to be pretty quick in terms of DFS because there isn't much going on, not until the NBA returns, which is on Thursday. So luckily, we only have to wait one more day, and then we will get the NBA back, which is going to be just so lovely. So let me throw this video, guys, in here in the chat if you guys haven't saw this yet. It came out about 4 hours ago on the OddsJam YouTube channel talking about college basketball and different markets and what books I specifically lean on and use as a sharp. And so check that out. It's in the chat there. 49ers Faithful, evening to you as well. So let me refresh the page. I have all of the DFS books pulled up: Underdog, PrizePicks, Better, DraftKings Pick 6, Dabble, Parlay Play. Looking right now at Pinnacle in the power default, we only have one result. If I go over to FanDuel, we have 0 results for player props. Circa, nothing. Bookmaker, nothing. BetOnline, nothing. So there is literally nothing going on because we have no NBA. I don't bet collegiate player props for DFS. So we're kind of in a wait and hold pattern. And this is going to be the same, guys, tomorrow evening as well when I'm streaming at 6 o'clock Eastern. We're just not going to see much. We might see some NBA props pop up for tomorrow since the games are on Thursday, but we're just kind of in a hold pattern. Now, I do have the optimizer here pulled up. So if we can try to pair this tennis match, this tennis play, on a 3-pick slip. Again, I don't have a lot of confidence in really any of these plays when it comes to DFS. Even this tennis match here, like there's no books that are really providing any odds whatsoever. And as soon as I enter 3 minimum data points, all right, we got like Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Again, no Pinnacle odds. The under on his PRA. I mean, Pinnacle's at 25.5 on the under, at plus 100. So if they were to move their line up to 26.5, you would have to think that their projection would be very similar to Underdog. Maybe they would be at like a minus 125, minus 130 at best. But not much going on. Dub Club, we have some early college basketball games that are going on that we have plays on. Swept the board yesterday on a short card. Won all 4 picks that we gave out on Dub Club yesterday. We have a smaller card again today. We're having a solid February, up 10 units this month. I gave a month-by-month performance breakdown. And out of 4 months since Dub Club was started, we've had 3 profitable months and then 1 absolutely devastating losing month. So for my Dub Club people, excited to see what's going to happen because these early 2 games, we are on Boston College. We are on Gardner-Webb. We got some stuff going on with that Michigan-Purdue game as well. Anton, what's going on, man? Yeah, obviously, the idea behind the video, guys, was to just try to provide you, a lot of people have asked this before, what markets, Billy, or what sports do we use for, what sharp should we use? And the idea is that I went through all the 4 sharp books and looked at liquidity and provided you kind of the most confidence in terms of books and plays. And I feel like outside of the markets that I provided, I don't know how many other people are really betting, maybe team totals. That would be the other one. But that's really about it. Sharp money tool. I did, let's see what we got here. We got Kent State. Ooh, we got Michigan on the money line here. This is interesting. So Kent State money line on Bovada. Plus 130 looks 11 cents off to Pinnacle. Really good to Circa, BetOnline, and Bookmaker. If you guys have Bovada, I would definitely go bet this. Some of these people want this at plus 128, plus 130. Can I get this anywhere else? 125 on Bet Rivers isn't bad. Or I can go get this at BetDSI, and I already am logged into BetDSI because I just placed a bet not too long ago. So I'm going to go over to BetDSI and maybe just throw a couple of bucks here on Kent State money line, a little Maction, on literally just move the plus 115 on BetDSI. So I need to go over to Bet Rivers right now. Hopefully it's still there on Bet Rivers because BetDSI just moved their odds. That's the toughest part with my Pickett right now. For those of you that do follow me on Pickett, I'm unable to load in my Bet Rivers plays, and Bet Rivers I've been crushing. Yeah, they already moved to plus 110. If you can get this on Bovada right now, guys, it's a great play. Been crushing Bet Rivers on college basketball, but I can't sync it because I can't remember the password. So if you're like, Billy, your Pickett doesn't look great, trust me, it is. It's just Bet Rivers isn't synced up to it, which makes it tough. Michigan on the money line over here on Bet365. Okay, 10 cents off to Bet Online. Only 3 cents off to Circa, who's taken 7K, so I don't feel great about this. Somebody wants this for $1,800 at minus 137. It's just too low of liquidity for me. Typically, I like to look at like a 3,000 liquidity line. And what I mean by that is the Kent State play, guys, that play on Bovada was widely off compared to sharp books. This play on Michigan isn't all that far off to Circa. And it's a little bit below my threshold for bookmaker, and it meets the threshold for Pinnacle. Usually 8 to 9 cents is of a difference from the sharp books to what the price we're getting at is what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to jump on this Michigan money line play just because that's just a little bit off for me. Ken, what's going on? Irish, appreciate you sharing that, your thoughts there on Michigan. Okay, Irish, appreciate that. You have the 20% boost. Like I said, man, yesterday when we were streaming, I claimed the boost and then logged off, logged back on, clicked on the live, clicked the pregame, and it never popped up for me. So I don't know what the deal is with DraftKings right now because I did everything I was supposed to do and the shit didn't pop up. So tough one there. Central Michigan plus 5 against Eastern Michigan. Again, this game tips off in like 20 minutes. Fanatics, BetDSI, Boomers if you're in Nevada. If not, BetDSI is a great offshore book, guys. So if you're like, yeah, I'm limited on Fanatics, Billy, check this out. This is 10 cents off the Pinnacle, which I'm interested in. I would also come over to the event page here and take a look at like where does Bookmaker have the spreads? You know, I lean more Circa Bookmaker on spreads. And so if we can get this at plus 5 on Central Michigan, Circa is at plus 4.5. Bookmakers at plus 4. If we can get this at plus 5, guys, this is incredible. And unfortunately, we can't. I'm looking at it right now. It's plus 4.5. So this is a stale play on BetDSI. Let me check on Fanatics, though. Even on a limited Fanatics account, guys, I'll bet whatever they can give me, whether it's 10, 20, 30, 50 bucks, whatever the case is, I'll take it. Central Michigan plus 5. What do we got? Yeah, it's still out there on Fanatics, guys. I'm going to bet this right now. I don't know how much they'll give me. I'll try to bet 100 bucks. They'll let me bet $88. Oh, this is so nice because the game's about to start soon, guys. I was able to get 88 bucks, guys, on Fanatics. Awesome play there. That was obviously not the best, but if you guys can get this right now, that's really solid. Over at Fanatics on a limited account, guys. Like on this Fanatics account, I could bet like $10 on player props. Let me upload this right now because, you know, I'm a big transparency guy. Like to tell you guys that, like, I just don't tell you what to bet. I'm actually betting it with you. So let me throw this up over here. Where's it at? All right, here it is. Bingo. Central Michigan plus 5, minus 110 on a limited Fanatics account. I was able to get 88 bucks, which is solid. So go grab this right now, courtesy of the Sharp Money tool. Really, really solid there. Love that. Okay. Miami of Ohio minus 3.5. I just bet this at minus 2.5 on BetDSI like about 5 minutes before the stream fired up. This is Pauly Market. So, all right. But it's not there on DSI anymore. It's back to minus 3. New Mexico, if you guys love to bet like super long shot or super big heavy favorites, this is minus 6,500 on DraftKings. It's minus 9,100 on Bookmaker. So if you want to show the books that you're a DGen, I would definitely bet this. You know, I wouldn't put the mortgage on this play, but again, it's you're not going to make a lot of money off of it. But if you want to try to show that you're a DGen, bet the minus 6,500. Georgia, Kentucky, the over 159.5. Pinnacle's at minus 149. What do we got here? 149. Excuse me, over 159. These would be on all the Canby sports books. And we can get this at minus 125 odds. Okay. So at the, and obviously Pinnacle's on the over 116.5 at minus 131. Minus 110. It's a bit of an alt line, but we got Bookmaker at 162, circa 162. Well, Bookmaker 162.5, circa 162. I like this, guys. If you can get this over on any of your Canby sports books, this is a later start to this game, but I'm going to try to bet as much as or try to get a healthy amount here. I'm not going to, they'll probably let me bet a lot on here, but let's see. So we're looking, this is an alt line over 159.5. Main line's at 161. I'm all about, guys, taking that easier leg to hit. See if they'll let me get 150 on this. Yeah, they'll let me bet 150 bucks. So I'm in on Bet Rivers, guys, for 150. Right here. Love that. Okay, getting a good price. No doubt, Anton. I hate betting short odds plays. You know, the minus, anything that's really, once we get past like minus 200, minus 250, I've talked about this before. I get pissed when they lose, right? The upset city happens. I can't stand it. So I don't typically like to bet it. All right, those are some sharp money plays. Also, before we jump into the plays on the EV tool, guys, talked about this before. Whatever your bankroll size is, right? If it's 500 bucks, use the deposit optimizer up here on OddsJam. Again, use code Billy35. You'll receive a 1 month free trial. I'm sorry, a 1 week free trial. Damn. 1 week free trial and then 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends. This is just going to tell you, depending on the state that you live in, right? So if you live in, you know, I'm in Arizona, whatever state or country that you're in, whether it's Canada, Europe, or the world, you know, wherever you're at, just tell it, yo, like, here's my bankroll. Here's how much money I have. Use the slider bar or just specifically type in the amount of money. And it's going to tell you exactly the type of book that we have and then like where you should splice your money up, right? So for, I think it was Matt who was just in Arizona, like this is like if you should type in your bankroll amount and say, it's going to tell you where you should put your funds at, right? So, and if you don't have 1,500, if you have 15,000, then this is where you want to put your money into in terms of percentage of the bets that you're going to hit up. It's already kind of a roadmap for you that tells you exactly what you need to do. So there it is. All right, let's go over to the EV tool and let's look at some college basketball. I've been having a really good run, guys, as of late. In terms of betting in the month of February, things have definitely corrected for me. I can definitely say I went through the worst month of my betting career with variance. It was probably roughly 39 to 40 days. And this month, other than the first day of February, I've had an incredible run with positive EV betting. Things have kind of come back down to normal. I'm winning now roughly 48 to 49% of my bets, which is what I'm used to seeing, right? And so it's nice to have finally positive month, up almost $2,000, and I'm betting between like 50 to 100 bucks here, guys. So I'm not betting my old amounts where I was betting, you know, $150 to $300, and so it's been really good. I'm obviously now betting a little bit larger because I'm starting to see my balances grow, which is just all in all awesome to see. So we're going to look over here at Circa and Bookmaker right now, just for college basketball spreads. Again, in the video that I just dropped on OddsJam, this is literally what I do. Even if the camera wasn't recording or streaming, I would be doing this exact method. So, you know, everything that I really talk about in the videos, guys, I practice what I preach. And so, you know, there's no bullshitting with me here. I do as I say. So we're looking at college basketball spreads. We can select all the books. And again, if you have Bovada, Kent State +2, you can see that Circa's only taking $3,600 here. Pinnacle's taking $3,000. And let's take a look really quick at what Bookmaker is taking. I expect Bookmaker to take a lot more money on this play than what Circa's showing. Even though it is the MAC, this game starts in about 45 minutes. So Kent State at +2, you can see that Bookmaker's at -105. They're actually at -103. Yes, they are taking $10,300. So this is courtesy of Bookmaker. So you guys can see here, they're taking a lot of money. A lot more money than what Circa's taking, which is $3,600. They're taking more than Pinnacle at $3,000. So I have the most confidence in Bookmaker's line. And I don't mind grabbing this at +100, even though if they're at -103, I'm still okay with it. It's a smaller edge. For my ProfitX and No Vig people, every single one of these plays, if I was in Pennsylvania, I would bet all of these. Every single one of these plays is under $500 in liquidity. These plays are all under $100. This one's at about $350. And again, guys, we're talking about college basketball spreads. All of these games are in larger Power 5 conferences other than Massachusetts and Miami of Ohio and Northern Illinois. Nebraska, Michigan State play, and Kentucky, these are all Power 5 conferences where Circa and Bookmakers taking at least $5,000, if not more, on the spreads currently right now. Go bet these plays. That's why I'm kind of pausing here at the moment. Go bet these plays. Now, Massachusetts, Northern Illinois, MAC's not bad at all. MAC's like a step below the Power 5s. I have a lot of confidence betting these plays. Even lower edges, guys. Again, we have Circa and Bookmaker agreeing with the edge here. And so I would bet 1.5 to 2 times more than what's being recommended. So that's all we're showing right now for spreads with Circa and Bookmaker in agreement. What we'll do here is we'll kind of pause this, and we're just going to add all the main markets. And then I'm going to throw in some of the first halves as well. Now, when it comes to first half point spreads, there's no doubt about it. The Bookmaker takes more money on these plays, right? And then we're looking at what first half totals. I don't really care for total runs. We will here in a couple of weeks with baseball starting up. Get ready, guys. I'll be dropping some baseball content for OGs and DGens. You kind of know what I really like to bet, but we're going to add some other markets as well. All right, so let's kind of jump into this. Oh, let me grab some of the other books here. So let's grab a little bit. Let's just do a four book blend here, a BetOnline, Pinnacle, Circa, Bookmaker, and then we don't need all 4 books to agree. I just need half the books to agree. If I can get 2 books to agree, I'm interested in these plays. All right, so some different plays here. Just kind of letting the tool kind of populate right now. SportsZeno, if anyone has SportsZeno, take a look. This is a very high edge play. I'm going to log into SportsZeno and just try to bet the max. I might only be able to get $25, $30. Again, guys, don't sleep on the sports books that you're limited on. Again, as we're getting closer to game time and like this game starts in 12 minutes, on your limited SportsZeno account, just like with Fanatics, you might be able to wager $40, $50, $75 on these plays because we're so close to the game starting. So really, that Fanatics example like we showed earlier on Central Michigan, I hope that's an eye-opener for you guys that are limited. Still betting mainline markets. As we get closer to tip, the books will always take more money as we get closer. And you know these books are softer than puppy shit, so you can kick the living crap out of them. So I still think it's very viable to have your MGM, your Fanatics, your SportsZenos have some money over there because I'm very bullish on it. So I'm going over here to SportsZeno to look at the first half, the under 67.5 points, plus 120 odds. They're telling me to bet a ton of money. Let me see if I can just bet like $150 here. No, but I can bet $37.50. And I'll bet $37.50 all day long because I'm getting paid out at roughly $40 in profit, which is still solid. Like that definitely adds up. TCU on the point spread. DraftKings, no vig, Onyx. I mean, Circa's taking $11,000 here. And they're in agreement. This is a definitely, go hit this up on DraftKings, man. I mean, if you guys got no vig, go hit that up on no vig. I'm going over to DK or Onyx. Love this play on TCU. 2.5% edge. Circa, Bookmaker, and Pinnacle all agree. 3 sharp books agree on this play. Run, run, run. Get this play if you can. TCU minus 1.5 at plus 105 odds. I'm going to go in for 150 bucks here. And again, I know you don't see me place it on the screen, but I'm in, guys. I'm in. TCU -1.5, plus 105 odds. I'm in for 150 bucks. I have a lot of confidence that all three books have this. And the fact is that even though I'm being told to bet $70, all three sharp books love this TCU play. They think it's a great edge. So I want to bet 1.5 to 2 times more of the amount. And we're talking about Big 12 basketball, Power 5. I mean, there's no more confidence that I have unless these were like, Purdue, Michigan, 2 top 25 teams. SEC said I exhausted Sportzino all the way down to its most strict limit from any book, which is $1 per bet per game. And SEC, dude, bravo, because that's exactly what you want to do. You want to beat the living wheels off that book until it's not really worth your time. The only thing I would say, SEC, is if you can find some Sportzino plays, start trying to fire off some like 7 to 10 leg parlays on there for $1. And if you hit, you're going to make really good money, right? That would be the only other thing I could say. I can understand maybe if that's not worth your time, but that would be the other strategy that I would think of, is just starting to play some parlays that are like, super crazy lottos for like 10 legs and see if you can hit there. But there we go. This is a great play on TCU -1.5. Love that on DraftKings. Shout out to DraftKings. Got some good stuff there. Make sure I want to make sure I opted into their rewards here today, guys. There is a parlay boost. If you are going to run this parlay boost, put TCU in it. We got a profit boost on Purdue and Michigan. I'm hoping I can put this on maybe for when the game's going on live. If we're looking for that live on DraftKings, do we have anything? The under, okay, Purdue money line. Where's DraftKings at? They're at -108. I'm okay with this. If we want to bet the under on Purdue, I'm fine with it. Yeah, let me open up this event page. And let me pull this off to the side here. We're looking at this under 156.5. What do we got here? Yeah, under 156.5. I don't mind that. I don't mind it at all. So that's how I'm most likely going to go ahead and use this. Let me throw the sportsbook screen back over here because we're going to look into that in just a bit. So this 30% profit boost on Purdue and Michigan, under 156.5, guys. Shout out to DraftKings. They're giving me a max $100 wager. So over here, you can see it. I'm going to bet this, throw the boost on it, and see if they'll let me bet it for $100. Love the unders. Bingo. So we get that play at what? Plus 120 odds? All right, we're at plus 120, guys. I'm on this under. That's how I'm using my Purdue boost. Again, come over here to OddsJam, click odds boost, type in 120. $100 is the max they let me bet, which is sick. I'm already on this under one time, so we're on it 2 times. I don't mind that at all. Great, great, great. Glad we were able to hit that up. So if you guys are using your DraftKings boost, that's a really solid boost in general. And then we got first half over on BetDSI. Interesting. Again, lower limits here, guys. I'm looking at BetDSI though right now with like, ooh, this looks kind of decent. Let me see if this is out there on DSI. It just moved to over 74 plus 100 odds. Okay. I'm on some unders. Obviously, we just bet the under here, guys. So the over 74, that doesn't look too shabby. We'll come back to that here in a second. Purdue money line over here at no vig. Again, Circa's taking 7K. Pinnacle's taking 7,500. If you have no vig, guys, go bet this right now. Honestly, 4CX at plus 135 doesn't look terrible, but this plus 139 looks really good. And obviously, they're setting this up because they want this at minus 135 on Michigan. I don't think that anyone's going to really fill that order here, guys. I don't mind taking the plus 135. There is some decent money on here on ProfitX and no vig, so take that as you will. What else do we got here? A lot of no vig plays here. The under on this game, Villanova minus 4.5. The under on Akron, Western Michigan, St. Louis, Rhode Island. Unlike yesterday, guys, we have a lot of the bigger conferences in play tonight, so we should have more confidence in these plays because they're looking really good. And love seeing this, though. There's a lot of good stuff here. Purdue +2. NC State first half point spread. Bookmaker takes the most money on this play, guys, and they're at -116. Bet Rivers can be. I am definitely interested on this, just to kind of give you guys a bit of a a heads up. And again, these are ACC, so we love seeing this, a big rivalry game. So NC State, North Carolina. If we're looking at the first half spread at -4.5, Bookmaker sits, once ever this loads for me, Bookmaker sits at -114 odds. And again, while Pinnacle's taking $500, Bookmaker is taking $2,300 on this first half spread. That is significantly more money than Pinnacle. That's why in the video I talked about only using Bookmaker as your source of truth for first half spreads. I hope you guys appreciate that and can use that video to make some serious money off the books. I'm over here on Bet Rivers, phone's loaded up. Let me go grab this right now because I am all on this first half spread -4.5. And you just got to scroll over here, guys, to halftime. And then we can see this at the -4.5 at +100 odds. And I'm going to try to get $100 on this. Dude, shout that out. Got it over at Bet Rivers for $100, even on a slightly limited Bet Rivers account. But again, we're betting games that are starting, in 30 minutes or so. And we're finding some edges here. And love that. We're on that first half spread, NC State. Let's go. Let's go. Other plays, even though these are lower edge plays, guys, I would still go after this. Buffalo -9 on Bet 105. Obviously, if you have this on Bovada, I don't mind betting that over. But I'm looking at this Bet 105 play. You know I love me some Bet 105. So we're looking at Circa taking 3,200, which is about the same as Pinnacle. But what's Bookmaker taking this as? Because they are, I would say they're the least bullish on Buffalo -9. Maybe Pinnacle's at -101. They're taking $10,300 on this spread. And so to be able to get this at a -9 for +103 odds, obviously, I don't mind this. I was kind of hoping the Bookmaker would have been at -115. I don't know how much I love that play. Now getting to take a look at it, and same would be with the -9.5. But that's where we're kind of chilling here. For anyone that does have BetMania, I'm going to double check this because this looks pretty solid. Again, I like to open up the event page in a new tab here, guys. The under 151 at plus even odds, 100. St. Louis, Rhode Island. What am I looking at here? And make sure, guys, that if you're finding value in this content, subscribe to the channel, right? We're all about trying to help you provide some different tips and tricks to beat the books. Circa sitting at under 151 at -110. So to get this, where's this at? Yeah, we're getting that extra half point and even money on this. I don't know if this is still legit, so we're going to double check this. Sometimes the odds are a little stale on BetMania, an offshore book. We're looking at St. Louis and Rhode Island. What do we got here? They do have a search bar, though, on this sports book. I can't show it because it is offshore. YouTube does not like it when I show the offshore books. Yeah, this is out there. This is definitely out there. The max wager is $400, which looks nice. I'm fine putting down I'm going to go 150 here. And I'm working through a rollover on this sports book, so we're getting closer to the end on this rollover. So I'm in for $150 on this under St. Louis and Rhode Island. Okay. That's going to kind of where I'm going to pause things right now for pregame betting. Okay, we're going to jump over to some live betting right now. And I got the sportsbook screens teed up here, but we are going to take a look at a couple of games. Now, before we jump into plays, first and foremost, I'm just going to refresh the page. Obviously, as I mentioned in the video earlier today on OddsJam, ACC, Power 5 conferences, Pinnacle does have odds. Dude, Boston College Dub Club. Let's go Eagles, boys. Let's go. We got them plus a ton of points right now, and they're off to a great start. You can see that at ACC basketball, Pinnacle has odds for this. But for Gardner-Webb and Charleston Southern, there isn't any odds here at all. So we want to be using FanDuel as our sharp for the non-Power 5 conferences. We want to use Pinnacle and FanDuel as our sharps for the Power 5 conferences. Okay, so I got point spreads here. I got totals here. By the way, Dub Club, our Gardner-Webb play, I mean, both plays are looking real good right now. I mean, we're just on a wonderful comeback trail. Not going to count my money just yet. There's a lot of basketball left to be played. Typically, guys, when I am live betting, we've talked about this in the game, like this play at 159, if this is real on Bet Rivers, I go grab that. That's 3 points off. And while we're 12 cents off here, like that's kind of crazy. At over 156.5. Because I lean a little bit more FanDuel as the sharp compared to Pinnacle, but that's still really, really good. Again, on this play with Gardner-Webb, you're looking at like FanDuel. All the books are fairly similar. 2 points off here with Bet Rivers, but this is at a minus 130, on the under. This is good. And things, guys, unfortunately, with the way live betting is, things are going to move so fast that if I start talking or referencing a specific play, things might update so fast that like what I'm talking about isn't relevant anymore. So, just have a little patience with me when it comes to live betting, because we're talking, you got to be on it when it comes to this. And I could see why Adderall is maybe the preferred choice when it comes to live betting, because you need some of it to kind of lock in. So we only have really 2 plays going on right now, and then we got some 4:30 games that are just getting started. All these games that start at 4:30, and there's a lot more, guys, but I wanted to kind of condense the whole list. I'm not interested in any of these plays. But when it comes to this Boston College and Gardner-Webb play, I am a little bit interested. So over here on the EV, no doubt about that, Irish. We're going to be coming back in a big vengeance. We're already on the comeback trail. And the crazy part, and I mentioned this, and I am kind of touting Dub Club a little bit, we're up almost 10 units in February. In the first day of February, we lost 9 units on the first day of February. So that means since February 2nd, we are up almost 19 units. So we're definitely coming back in a big way. That variance wasn't going to stick around forever. So we kind of have a tricky situation here in terms of setting up our filters, because we have one game that's Power 5 and one that isn't, right? So we're just going to kind of reset everything, okay? And then like I mentioned, guys, I'm only focused on main markets for college basketball. Leagues, it's pretty simple, right? Now for percentages, guys, we would like to see something that's a 3% edge or higher. If you want to take this to 5, that's fine. I'm in for 3%. Maybe I drop this down to 2.5%. It's not the end of the world if you have it at 2.5%. Okay, it's all good. Odds range, again, I like to keep things within slightly better or worse than a flip of a coin. So we're going to go a minus 150, and I'll take this to either a plus 130, but today I'll put a plus 125. Date range is obviously for today. The sports books, we can go after all the sports books, but to make things a little easier, because the problem is if you add all the sports books, you're like running back and forth, but not getting anywhere fast, right? You're just kind of stuck in no man's land, right? That's the best way I can describe it. If you select all the sports books, you're really in no man's land, okay? If you want to have the easiest time live betting, I would pick on Fanatics, okay? For sure. And then I would probably pick on like a Caesars or a Bet Rivers or a BetMGM, okay? I would not go after FanDuel. Kalshi will pull them up for the sake of it. And Sportzino, right? Sportzino, very few other softwares actually have Sportzino. If you're limited on your Sportzino, guys, again, unless you're like SEC, it's only $1, try Sportzino live betting. I think you're going to find some good times there. So for myself, I have DraftKings pulled up, and then on my phone, I have Fanatics, and I'll probably also take a look at Caesars, because I'll pull Caesars off to my other monitor, and I'm going to log in. Now, before we start showing plays, this is the time that you want to go log into those sports books, right? You want to go log into those books, because the last thing that you want to do is hit play, start seeing these plays pop up, and you're like, oh shit, I'm not logged into these books, right? So I'm logging into these books right now, and then also go over to the college basketball section, okay? And that's all you want to do. And it's a little easier right now because there's really only 2 games that we're paying attention to. Love seeing this Gardner-Webb total just absolutely plummet, where we bet it originally on Dub Club at under 162, and it's at 146.5. So that's looking pretty good. And then outside of that, guys, I'm just going over the live totals. Basketball, it's pretty easy today. It's just college hoops. And then we're going to go to the EV formula, okay? And we can do one of 2 things. We're going to come over here. We're going to click FanDuel. We're going to click Pinnacle. We can go 50-50 split here, right? We're not going to get agreement from both in terms of either games. So you can go either or here. And that's pretty much it. Is it even worth live betting parlays instead of straight bets, SEC? I mean, I think it is. Like if it's like Sports Zeno. The hard part is it's just going to be actually like finding the plays and getting them. Like on today, it's kind of easy. Like on DraftKings, like both games are right next to each other, so that's a little easier. But, it's going to be a little tougher in some other spots. And then let's just go hit play. And this is where we're going to focus. So I'm going to go check out Fanatics right now. Okay, again, I'm not really interested in Purdue. I'm not interested in these games that just started. I'm really only interested in Boston College, Florida State, and then the Gardner-Webb, Charleston Southern game. That's it. So it kind of makes things a little easier. Now, today's a big day of college basketball. If you're new to this, I would tell you to have patience with live betting. Okay? This is live EV betting, which we're only looking to place one wager. When it comes to arbitrage, if you're looking at live arbitrage, you need to exert even more patience because things are going to move even faster. Now, again, if you don't like the plays that are popping up or like, man, this has kind of been sitting out there for a while, I don't see any other plays, you can drop your EV percentage to maybe 2%. I really wouldn't go below 2%. I would not do that. Okay? Unfortunately, Central Michigan's not off to the best start. That's okay. And for Fanatics, I'm just going to click on live, and here we go, right? For our Dub Club people, we bet Boston College plus 12.5 pregame. And live right now, their spread is plus 1.5. So we're looking really good. If you are someone in Dub Club that bet Boston College and you bet the under on Charleston Southern, this is an opportunity for you right now to go middle these plays. If you want to get out of these positions without any issues at all, then go bet Florida State at, maybe a minus 2 or minus 3.5, and you're going to get plus odds. And then you have a nice middle where you're going to make money no matter what happens. This Charleston Southern play, we bet the under 162. It's now at 148.5. Go bet the over maybe 152, 153.5 and create an awesome middle for yourselves. These are things you can do right now and lock in the middle, and you have plenty of time because these are really big gaps that things have moved in our favor big time, right? So you can check all of this out. Purdue up 2-0 in the first half. All right, let's go Purdue. So different things to think about, right? You don't have to just sit here if you're a Dub Club user and just like, let's hope Boston College covers. No, like you can set up a middle right now if you wanted to guarantee that you make profit no matter what happens, right? Okay, back to the EV tool. If I don't like what's seen here, this is kind of stale, guys. I'll just come up here. You can't see because my head's in the way. But I will come up here and just click the pause button, then the play button again, and just kind of let it do its thing, right? And here we have some plays on this over. Again, I could bet this over-under on Charleston Southern, over 155. I'm on the 162. I could have a really good time over there. I'm in for about $150 right now over here on this under 162. I could honestly arb out of this and grab this if I wanted to. Xavier game, I'm just going to wait a little bit, but this is a positive EV play according to FanDuel. FanDuel thinks, or they did think that this was at minus 110. Florida State minus 1.5. Okay, maybe not as good as it once was. Here it is. It's back because FanDuel's at minus 128. You can go to MGM. You can go to Hard Rock, guys. But again, I don't mind that at all, right? So some different plays here. We're just kind of waiting to see what's up. So that's all we're kind of doing right now. Kind of chilling. Waiting to see what's going on. And I'm looking for maybe, as these games get to the 10-minute mark in the first half, I'm interested in then the Villanova game. I'm interested in some of these other games for sure. And so this is what you're going to kind of notice here. I can't remember for the MAC if Pinnacle actually has odds. Looks like they maybe do. But for these others, they don't. And so we like to lean on FanDuel the most. The sportsbook screen is going to be difficult because you're not going to really be able to tell certain plays that are really far off to the market. That's where the positive EV tool helps. But if you're locked in on one or two games, guys, the sportsbook screen, I think, is my preferred way, where you could see on this play here, like, maybe you bet the under 154 because everyone's at 152, 153. Like, that was pretty good for a second there on Caesars on the Gardner-Webb play. But otherwise, you just kind of hit this up and kind of hit find your edge, right? And honestly, if the EV custom formula builder is a little too slow, you could just go back to devigging to FanDuel or devigging to Pinnacle. There's nothing wrong with that. So what I can do over here is say, you know what? Reset this and just give me some FanDuel plays right now. Give me some worst case. And I know I'm going back and forth, guys, but I want to provide you guys different options for those of you that are kind of new to this. And you can also just wait until it's a stoppage, right? We can go back to my books that I think that's really worth going after. Give me some Kalshi, give me some Fanatics, maybe a Bet Rivers. And then again, keep this in a minus 150 to a plus 125 odds range. The other reason that we keep this in a close odds range, guys, that way on like Canby, you don't have to expand the books and like look for all the like crazy odds ranges. This is going to be slightly better or worse than the main lines. And then just click play. And that's it. And so we're just kind of waiting to see. We're in a stoppage right here. The over 154.5. This looks not great to Pinnacle. Honestly, it's not solid. But Pinnacle's kind of on an island here. So the over 154 on Fanatics, I'm going to try to go bet this. It's a little low of an edge, not going to lie. I should have probably upped my parameters for my edge. So that's my bad. Let's go 2.5. And let's kind of wait. This over here, it's early, but it looks really good on Northern Illinois and Buffalo. This over 153.5. You got to go to game lines and then come down here to totals. It's kind of a pain in the butt, I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to try to get $50 on this. They're only going to let me bet $31. But I'm going to bet $31 right now in a stoppage early in the game on Fanatics. Again, guys, use your limited accounts to hit this play up. Bingo. We got the over. And now it just moved to minus 105. So we got a good play on the over at plus 115 on Fanatics, guys. I was only able to bet $31. But again, you can grind this Fanatics account. Live betting college basketball. And when the NBA comes back, you'll be able to bet $50 to $75 on the NBA on a limited Fanatics account. Don't sleep on this. Just go after the easy, soft books, and you're going to have a really good time. So I think I still got another like $92 in this account. We'll wait to see what happens there. But otherwise, we're just kind of chilling. We're just chilling and seeing what's up. Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, the over here on Bet Rivers. 2.5% edge. Looks really good. If I can get over there in time, let's do this. Live now, Central Michigan. The main line's at 144, but we're going to go with this 146, and it looks like it just moved. I'm a little late. Let me see if it moved. No, I can still get it. Move the 116. I'm just going to wait on this right now and chill for a second. They are giving me a nice little profit boost for only $10 max. Too low of an edge at the moment. Kalshi over on Villanova and Xavier. Ooh, it's only $17 there, so it wasn't worth it. Xavier and Villanova. Again, Fanatics. Pick the books, guys, that you're going to go after and attack. This is a 3.5% edge. It's gone right now. Nope, came back. Over 158.5. Plus 110 odds, perfect. And I'm going to be able to grab this right now on this over on Villanova. So I'm in for $32 on the over on Villanova, all thanks to Fanatics. So put this in the OddsJam bet tracker, $32. Again, I'm just rifling through some $30 bets. And if you're new to live betting, I think this is just a great book to go and attack for college basketball. You're going to be able to bet a little bit more on the Power 5 conferences, like the Purdue, Michigan, compared to maybe some of the lower tier conferences. But this is all we're looking to do. So, that's kind of where I'm going to be spending my time, guys, doing a lot of live betting, looking at the sportsbook screen, using the EV tool. It's all available here. And so for those of you that stuck around, I really appreciate it. I know things move fast with live betting, but this is kind of how you want to attack it. And it looks like so far, guys, for our Dub Club people, we are on our way to having ourselves a day. So that's where I'm going to kind of pause the stream here, guys. We're going to be back on tomorrow at the same time tomorrow, looking for some more live betting opportunities and kind of getting ready for the NBA as it comes back. We'll look at some mainline markets and some player props. But otherwise, guys, have an awesome, awesome Tuesday. And appreciate you guys hanging out. Check out that video on the OddsJam YouTube channel to help you crush basketball for pregame and live. If nothing else, talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.